Welcome. One of the key events of 2021 has been the holding finally of Expo Dubai 2020. It was scheduled to take place last year, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, it was shifted to this year. It is expected to generate at least 25 million visitors from October to March next year. So, just how far has Expo Dubai redefined the society in the United Arab Emirates, and what can the world tap in branding itself, especially in showcasing entrepreneurship as one of the best ways to leverage economic development, especially for emerging countries? My guest today is one of the participants at that global event. Bako Ambianda, welcome.
Thank you very much, Jazz.
Part of your lifetime has been spending in the United Arab Emirates, and when Dubai Expo 2021 went on, you were in Dubai. What specifically did you see that made it unique?
I was actually part of the launching of the Dubai Expo. I attended the first day of the Expo, and what I realized from that is the vision of the Sheikh came into reality, because it is the first expo that have been that have happened in Middle East and North Africa that brings countries and businesses all around the world in one center. So at the Dubai Expo 2020, that's how it is called, but it took place in 2021, I saw innovation. I saw the future in one location.
You saw innovation, you saw future in one location, plus 100 countries participating, expected to have about 25 million visitors. Already 3 months into, we have about nearly 5 million visitors already. When you say the vision of the Sheikh came to fruition, what are the kind of innovations that you see that wowed the crowd? The artistic display of the opening ceremony itself?
Yeah, I mean, in today's world, technology is taking over. In Dubai, at Dubai Expo 2020, I did not see a single police. I witnessed robotic police. I witnessed driverless cars. I witnessed innovations that we all see only on the TV. And it was like the future in display for all of us that attended, particularly the first week of the Dubai Expo 2020. So as somebody that I have lived in the US, I realized that the Dubai Expo 20 was and which is still going on till March 2022, is an opportunity to showcase the future of the world.
The future of the world, of course, being played in the Arab world, which over the years has been an area of conflicts and whatsoever. What do you think in particular contributed to such a flamboyant ceremony in the country already known to be the only one on planet Earth with a 7-star hotel? Was the startup industry key to that magnificence?
The Dubai Expo has a lot of pavilions. One of the significant pavilions that I happened to visit was the Global Village, the Global Startup Village. The Global Startup Village brought together startups from different countries to come and showcase their works under one pavilion. And when I visited that pavilion, I was very impressed of what the future has to hold, because I've been paying attention with the word smart homes, but I visited a couple of smart homes to witness how I can just be in my house and control everything with a touch of a button. And I think that's where we are going to. The future is moving towards technology, and Dubai Expo is really showcasing that.
Carefully, if you look around the world, you have about 12,000 fintechs, or what they call financial technology companies, like you are saying. When you look at the UAE market, the United Arab Emirates financial technology market you are talking about in terms of small and medium-sized enterprises, how critical are they?
I think Dubai specifically is very open in terms of unleashing the beauty and the smart technology of the world. For example, so many people that are into cryptocurrency are moving from India, Iran, are all establishing in Dubai, because even in Dubai I saw a crypto ATM. So those that are even in crypto can use an ATM when we talk about Bitcoin and all of that, because Dubai, which is the host of Dubai Expo, is really open into being that center to showcase how the world is going to be, and they're doing it. For example, when you visit Dubai now, you can check in at the airport with your face. You don't need your passport.
You mean the role of artificial intelligence?
Everything when it concerns to like the future of technology, the future of artificial intelligence, smart technology and all of that is being showcased in Dubai. And I realized that COVID came to make us to restart our thinkings, because when we look into like many countries in Africa, we had to start forcefully thinking about technology when COVID hit, because we start trying to see how we can get tickets online, how we can communicate, how we can work from home, how we can do everything with the help of technology. But Dubai and UAE are far ahead, and they're using Dubai as a center to showcase those in different parts of the world that are leading in various different domains.
You just spoke about technology, and Expo 2021 or 2020 in Dubai was a kind of diplomatic leverage for a country like the United Arab Emirates. What do you think developing countries or emerging economies, especially those in Africa, can replicate or learn or gather or suck or tap from the model staged by the United Arab Emirates?
I will just put it in a simple word: entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of economic development. And in entrepreneurship, when we talk about entrepreneurship, we need to focus on the young generation. Dubai is really creating platforms, really creating programs that enhance and push for entrepreneurship and support entrepreneurs to unleash their best potentials and take it to the next level. So in African countries, if we can see what is happening in places like Dubai and try to replicate, then we are going to focus on our young generations. And when we focus on our young generations, we are going to realize that a country like Cameroon, we have a lot of entrepreneurs. We have a lot of young people with talent, with skills, with businesses in their minds that if they put it into reality, it can transform.
When you talk of a lot of economic transformation using entrepreneurship, this is a word overused by those who have succeeded in the entrepreneurship environment. Tony Elumelu, Aliko Dangote, they have all been part of this program. Steve Masiyiwa from Zimbabwe, Mark Zuckerberg. These are people who started their companies individually. How has entrepreneurship redefined the economic model in the world? For people to see that, because these are companies that started in a single room. Today, they are global giants.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at you, you mentioned about Mr. Aliko Dangote. If you realize, he runs a lot of traditional businesses. In the today world, we have seen companies like Facebook, we have seen companies like Alibaba, less than 10 years running the world, because they are leveraging technology. Now, I happen to school at the
Alibaba, the Chinese dominated online platform.
Yes,
okay.
You know it, and you've seen situations where the tech related businesses have really helped many societies of today. I happen to study at the University of Texas at Austin, and in Austin there is a program, there is a center called Capital Factory. Companies like Twitter all came out from South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and today most of us, many people are on Twitter. What I'm trying to mention here is that if we try to create programs for young people in Africa, people like Tony Elumelu are already doing it, but him alone cannot solve the problems that we have in Africa. So I always say if we replicate what governments are doing, like in UAE, in various African countries, and believe in our people, believe in our young generation, we are going to be very impressed with what can come out from the young people of Africa.
You yourself, you are an entrepreneur with plus 10 years of global business networking with numerous awards, and we'll enter that in a moment. You spent much of your time studying in the US. You decided somehow to operate in the Middle East. Why will you leave America, considered as the world's best destination, and do business in the United Arab Emirates?
We have to understand the world first. UAE is the center of the world in terms of even traveling and in terms of business. It is a very important location for international trade. I am heavily into international trade and investment. So when I look into a continent like Africa, I am a Pan-African. I believe in Africa and the vision for Afri-developism. So when I try to push for the growth of my businesses, mainly in solar energy, I realized that I needed to have a warehouse and a center in Dubai, so I can easily move my products from Dubai to various African countries than in the USA. So it's all strategic, and I believe every businessman want to succeed. It's not only about where you are, it's how you are going to do your business in order to succeed. And my time in UAE have been very successful because UAE has so many international trade programs and events always taking place. So I get to really plug in, and it is helping my business.
One of the companies you run is ATIG, which has to do with traveling, trade, and investment of the continent. The other one is Bako, which has to do with the energy sector, like you indicated. Just walk me through into your journey.
Oh, very interesting. My journey started 12 years ago. I was in the US, and I wanted to start something that can become that can become a journey to enhance growth in Africa. And I started in the events industry because I have a strong passion in bringing like minds together. So I started by opening the first company called Global Athene Advancement. I was organizing a lot of events.
Events, when you say entertainment, particularly?
No, I was organizing actually corporate events.
Okay.
And that's why I have strong passion in terms of doing business, because I was bringing businesses together so they can meet, network, and share ideas. From my events company, I opened a solar energy company, and mainly because I was born and raised in the northwest of Cameroon. So I saw that there is a need. If I want to start a business, I should do something that I'm passionate about, because I believe strictly in business that if you do something that you love to do, somehow you're going to find people to pay you to do what you love to do. So I started trying to enter into the sectors that I had great passion for, and that is why I entered into solar energy. And since then, I've diversified my business. Bako Group, which I have been running for more than 10 years, is a holding group with 6 subsidiary companies operating in renewable energy, which is solar, operating in events, operating in trade and industry, operating in agribusiness, and in real estate. So we are now in 7 countries around the world. And ATIGS, which you mentioned, Africa Trade and Investment Global Services, we organize very large, impressive summits. We happen to stage one of the biggest global events that have ever taken place, ATIGS 2018, which took place in Washington, D.C., with more than 3,000 delegates all across the world. Ministers, governors, running presidents, and businesses all came to the summit for one reason: to connect and share ideas.
The way you talk in establishing these companies and doing business seems to me that it has been a smooth, well-tarred road that you just move freely and go in. What could have been the hurdles you have gone through in establishing all of this, especially doing business in the energy sector? As you know, the continent Africa counts 1.3 billion people, and about 600 million of them are deprived of power.
Nothing good comes easy. I had to sacrifice some certain things in order to attain the success that I have today in my own capacity. And the reason I am saying that is after finishing my degree, I had to pause and focus on business. But before even obtaining my degree, I wasn't spending my time as my regular colleagues in school. I will go to school, finish from school, while they are enjoying, I'm at a meeting or I'm attending a conference, I'm networking, I'm on a call, I'm traveling. I remember selling one of my cars in 2013. I sold my car in order because at that time business was slow for me and I needed to advance my business, so I had to sell my car, invest back the money in my business. So some sacrifice that I had to go through. A regular young person, it takes a lot of determination in order to have that zeal that I am willing to give it my all.
And just like others in the entrepreneurship world, you need to market your ideas to let others know, to understand your journey, share experiences. And in doing that, you wrote at least 6 books already. Amongst your publications, which do you think is the most valuable? Which one do you enjoy most?
I enjoy the first book I wrote, Destined to Win in the Game of Life. That was 2014. You know, it's like a football. Some people are going to be playing. Some people are going to be spectators. Some people are going to be referee. It's all about choosing your part and staying focused to it, because there are some people that want to play, want to coach, want to referee, want to do everything. So Destiny in the Game of Life really illustrate how as a person you need to find your part, find what you want to do and what you want people to think about you when you are no longer in the world, and then try to make the best out of it. So I use myself. I also use a game of soccer to illustrate the beauty of life and how many things I have this saying that the 2 most important days in our life are the day we are born and the day we realize why. So Destiny in the Game of Life, I try to showcase that using soccer as an example. And it has been very successful because it has been translated to 3 different languages. It has been used to some schools, to teach students, and also it was my first book. It took me a lot of procrastination in actually having that been out, and once it was out, I started writing other books. And that's why I also mentioned that in everything you don't need to see the full staircase, you just need to start, because once you start, then the rest follow.
The world's richest black person, Aliko Dangote, sat where you are sitting to discuss with me. And one of the statements he made is that for young people to succeed in business today, they must not see money as the first element of their business ventures. Do you abide with him?
100%. And I did mention that passion. I did mention when I was saying that find something you love to do and find how people to pay you to do what you love to do. Because if you always see money, there are always going to be challenges. Nothing happens easy. Nothing good happens easy. But if you have a passion for it, then even when the tough get tough, the going is going to just open up. So I believe first in having that passion. And when you talk to people like Mr. Aliko Dangote, you can notice that even he has the capability to do many different businesses, but he sticks in specific sectors.
Most African countries, when you listen to the discourse of their leaders, be it from the political, economic, cultural, or traditional class, you yourself, you are being decorated in the Yoruba land in Nigeria, which is not easy to get a title in the Yoruba land, because it's one of the most traditionally based societies in Africa, where President Obasanjo comes from. He was equal in the course of the year with me. Their discourse is that, okay, look, Asia and Europe and the Middle East, they are very successful communities. In what do you think we can tap from? Where is the missing line where we are not getting it correctly?
In terms of Cameroon?
In terms of Cameroon, or investment, or in terms of development policies between Asia, the Middle East, and Africa?
I would say branding.
Branding?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I'll say branding because when I have attended so many investment events. For example, the international investment meeting that take place every year in UAE. When you go there, you see what countries like Singapore, countries like let me say Russia, what they are doing there. They bring in all their investment consultants, they bring in the IPAs, they bring in the trade promotion organizations, they have big pavilions there, they do trade shows, they do road shows, they showcase their country, they showcase the best of their country. I think there is a missing piece in African countries because we just feel that we have something, but we are not going to get those that have the interest in what we have, and then let's have a good table, to good dialogue on how it has to be win-win. We have a lot of opportunities in Africa, but a lot of times when you travel, you always have that missing piece.
The young population, of course, is there. 7 out of 10 Africans are young people aged between 15 to 35. That is a huge human resource. You were in the UAE during the Expo still going on. You saw the innovations which were happening. You saw the companies that are striving and succeeding. If you were to coach those doing business in Africa that invest here as a business coach, that these are the companies of the future, in which particular areas will you direct them?
I think in a country like Cameroon, I would say we need to focus on agri-tech. There is a lot of agricultural potential in Cameroon. We need entrepreneurs that can see the tech-related ventures around agriculture. We need to enhance our financial sectors. We still have a lot of problems with moving money in and out and doing business, because if I'm here in Cameroon and I'm doing trading with my solar panels, and I need a freedom and an ease way of international transactions, so we need fintech as well. And the last that for me is always very important is that we need platforms. We need entrepreneurs that know how to create platforms for other people to strive.
Finally, I'm glad that in the course of the interview you talked about soccer. The Africa Cup of Nations is coming very soon. I wonder how much love you have for soccer and the national team. What will be your analysis of the infrastructure already put in place in view of the competition, and how can Cameroon capitalize in this event?
You know, I think we need to have a session where we take like giants and believers of Cameroon to travel to international shows and see what is been happening. I think a country like Cameroon, we need to make a lot of money from tourism. We need to make a lot of money in the real estate sector just by having this African Cup in Cameroon. When I walk around the country, I think there is still some missing points, because we are having people all around coming in Cameroon, and we need to have a lot of opportunities from that.
What will be your message for the Lions and the opening ceremony? What do you think of the Lions in particular? What kind of message do you have for them? They will be going in for the competition very soon, days from now.
I think we call ourselves Lions, and Lions always run after something. So we should run to win, and no matter what, we should just believe that we are Lions, and people are looking after us, and this is Cameroon. They need to bring back that cup, allow the cup to stay here. So bravo Lions, and I wish the Lions the best.
Thank you very much indeed for being guest on my program, and it is with activities leading to the next Africa Cup of Nations that we conclude the interview, and we equally wish the Lions the best of luck. Thank you very much, and see you very soon on CRTV.
Thank you.